It's Delia. That's me.
Hey, Delia Boppers, what's up? Welcome to my Let's Play of Baldur's Gate 2, The Shadows of Amn, because I was getting frustrated with Champions of Krynn and older D&D CRPG earlier, and I decided I wanted to play something a little bit more, up to date. So this is actually the enhanced edition of Baldur's Gate 2. We could play Shadows of Amn, we could play the expansion pack, Throne of Ball, or we could play the brand new Black Pit's Champions of Thay. But I'm gonna just go with the regular old Vidya game right here. So I was thinking, should I play Baldur's Gate 1 or should I play Baldur's Gate 2? And when I was a kid, I played Baldur's Gate 1, and I always wanted to play Baldur's Gate 2. I never did. I feel like I got kind of a few false starts maybe here and there, but I never actually started playing it.
In the library fortress of Candlekeep, under the kind tutelage of your
I started, but I never went anywhere with it. I don't think most of the time I even got out of the first dungeon before I was just not playing it, so
Gorion's murder brought
this should be fun.
questions when his killer Sarabok was
This is still, I know it, I feel like it counts as retro now because this game is when did this come out? Baldur's Gate came out in 98. Was this 2000 or something like that?
one such deity foresaw his own death. He walked
Anyway, it's gotta be about 18 years old now.
offspring
And yet,
for his rebirth.
I'm still excited for this game as though it were new. It's new to me enough.
Sarabok saw
I saw my dad playing this when I was a kid,
believing
and bits and pieces of it, and I have a fondness for a couple of the characters vaguely,
tank back
but I don't know much about
the hero.
what actually happens in it, so
Some suspected you shared the
this
same
should be fun.
privilege as Sarabok. You departed
I'm familiar enough with the first game. I played through that, and I remember it's your character is the child of the deity of murder who during the time of troubles was one of these deities who was walking the surface of Faerun, or the earth of the Forgotten Realms, and you're one of so many of his children, and they're all killing one another off gradually to see who will be the last one, and take their father's place as the new deity of murder. So most of these, the deity's name is Baal, so if you're one of his spawn, you're called a Baal spawn, and the nature of most of these Baal spawn, if you will, is just absolutely crazy and psychotic and murderous. Except for you and your sister Imoen, and Sarabok was this big bad who was all super about ritual murder and becoming the new god of murder, and you had to stop him in the first game, which I did by cloning a bunch of summon monster ones with a cheesy import export cheat, and yeah, that was how I did that. But we're gonna do this without any cheesy import-export cheats. I'm gonna go ahead and make a new character for our new game here. I'm obviously going to make a girl. Let's see here. See what we have as far as portraits. I feel like there are probably a few new ones with the enhanced edition. That looks new. It looks a little bit Final Fantasy to me, but that looks new. A lot of these portraits are portraits of the NPCs, so I'm feel like you can't use them. That's a cool, badass looking sorceress lady. She looks nifty. I like her makeup. She looks like such a nerdy gnomish sorcerer. Oh, she looks pretty. I like the whole, like, that jewelry. That is some fancy ass jewelry. She's pretty. I like her makeup too. I like what she's done with her hair. Oh my gosh, it's like it's a hat with a laurel too. That's just so classy. Oh, they have a half orc. Look at that. Okay, so like out of these, I feel like I like this one the best just because of all the jewelry and the like mysterious facial veil look. I feel like I was gonna make a bard, but I may have changed my mind. I'm gonna make them a half elf. Like, obviously the other half being human. For those not familiar with D&D, that's just kind of the default. I like how in more recent editions they're painted as being super charismatic, whereas like in older editions they're sort of painted as being outcasts and such. I feel like they would be super charismatic as opposed to being outcasts because I feel like elves and humans like seem like they get along well-ish enough, you know, most of the time at least. I feel like anyway. Maybe I'm just overly optimistic on like human-elven relationships, but like, or relations, I guess, but like, whatever. I feel like I wanted to make a bard, but now I feel like making like a mage thief, or you can make a fighter mage thief. That is so split multi-classing though. I feel like that would take forever to level up. You could just be like a mage thief, or she could be a mage fighter. Oh my gosh, decisions. I feel like I like the idea of a fighter mage, but like I like the idea of a sorceress. Like, I kind of like that almost just a little bit better. I'm gonna go with the fighter mage though. Or am I? Oh my gosh, I feel so indecisive. No, you know what? That's it. Just sticking with it. Okay. She can be chaotic good. She can be sort of Robin Hoodish. I guess she's a little bit of like renegade paragon, I guess. I feel like I can do better than these stats though. Oh shit. Let me store that. I get all reroll happy nowadays. I blame my partner for like whenever we're on Trans Dimension Gaming playing Icewind Dale on live Fridays, like they just haven't instilled in me to keep rerolling on a character in any D&D game until we get like a ridiculous total and store it and try to get like a 90 or something. But I feel like getting an 85 is pretty out there, so I may just go with that. They would have me continuing to click for another 5 minutes to see if I could get a better layout than that. But I'm just gonna like adjust some of these because you can like point by these now, which is cool. And I feel like I don't want to like min-max this character, but I'm definitely gonna power play them a bit. Like, you know, I'm giving them that 18 plus strength and an 18 intelligence if they're a fighter mage. I I feel like I want them to be charismatic, but even numbers usually they can like. I feel like 11 is clumsy for an elf, so for a half elf would also be just like it would seem a little bit clumsy, but like I don't know. Maybe for a half elf, be a little bit closer to human. Maybe a dexterity of 11 would be like average. So I don't want their hit points to like suck. But like I want them to be likable. So like they're a little bit more dexterous than average, and they're a little bit healthier than average. But they're like they got that personality though. And they're super strong and super smart and can do magic super good and use a sword really good. And they just look like a badass. So like I feel like I want to go with no idea. Oh my gosh, all the options are so like I feel like it's just obvious that like longsword has to be one of them because like as a fighter you can specialize in a few things. So as a fighter mage you can also specialize in like a few things. I feel like long swords and short swords would be like I feel like that would make sense. I feel like she's sort of one of those ladies who's just like good with all sorts of swords. I'm gonna give her 2 weapon and a single weapon and sword and shield, and I'm going to give her 2-handed sword, and eventually I'm going to train her in bastard sword. She's just going to like she's gonna know how to use all the swords. So obviously like she needs armor because she's gonna be like fighting things in melee. Oh dear. Is that can she only memorize one? Oh, can she only learn one? Oh, wait, no, it's got some... Are you kidding? Selected for me? Shocking Grasp, Reflected Image. One image of herself that will travel alongside her. Enemies attacking have a 50% chance of not knowing which one's real. But Magic Missile... I'm giving up Grease for Magic Missile. I don't know about Shocking Grasp either. I don't know if I'm so keen on that. Shield isn't like the spell, is so much more useful than like an actual shield, like no magic missile hitting you. That is so useful. Oh, she has Find Familiar. You know what? I don't know how easy it's going to be to find a scroll for that, and I do want a familiar. I like the idea of having one, so I'm going to keep it. This all looks like it will work relatively well. Okay. So, what else is there? Oh gosh, okay. Oh, level 2. Oh, that's right, because this is Baldur's Gate 2. We're not making like a level 1 character, are we? Choose 3 spells to put in your spellbook. Oh my gosh. Blur. I guess so. That looks useful for someone who's going to be in melee. Mirror image also does. Fuck. Wait, is she gonna have mirror image and like shittier mirror image? Because I feel like that's what that one at level 1 was. 2 from 2 to 8 exact duplicates of herself come into being around her. They cause a blurring and slight distortion. Let's see here. When an image is struck, it disappears, but any other existing images remain intact until they are struck. However, it's important to note this will not protect the caster against every attack, as it is possible for an enemy to choose the real caster amongst all the images. So I guess is it like a 1 in like however many images you have chance? Because if so, like then oh shit, you may have to do this again. No! Oh, damn it. Okay, fine. Um... What is the single weapon style from using a one-handed melee weapon? Oh, I like two-handed. Yeah, in case she gets like a two-handed sword. Otherwise, I'll just have her using like two swords or a sword and a shield. I feel like this feels so ridiculous, but I don't want reflected image if I'm if I'm also gonna get mirror image. Because I feel like mirror image is just like reflected image 2.0. Or really more like reflected image is mirror image like junior. I guess that's really more what it feels like. Okay, so magic missile, I get two more spells. What can I have here? I like shield. That's right. Sleep, I was becoming a big fan of in Champions of Kren. Causes a comatose slumber to come upon one or more creatures other than undead and certain other creatures specifically excluded from the spell's effects. All creatures to be affected must be within a 30-foot radius. Make a saving throw versus death with a -3 penalty or fall asleep. Monsters with 5 hit dice or more are unaffected. Attacks against sleeping opponents never miss. You know what? I feel like in Baldur's Gate 2 I'm going to be fighting a lot of monsters with 5 or more hit dice. So I don't know necessarily how useful I'm going to find, but identify is always useful. I'm just definitely gonna need that. It's not as useful for combat purposes, but you know what? There are purposes for magic outside of combat. Blur is good. I definitely want mirror image. Strength is good. Okay, so like I'm happy with these. Level 3. Oh wait, they're already picked out for me. Whole person, skull trap, and slow. Oh, whoa, what's Wraith form? When this spell is cast on the wizard and all of her gear become insubstantial, the caster is subject only to magical or special attacks, including those by weapons of +1 by enchantment or by creatures otherwise able to affect those struck only by magical weapons. The wizard also gains 25 resistance to magic damage while in Wraith form. The caster cannot cast either arcane or divine spells. I mean, like, for a fighter mage, strategically, it could be kind of useful. I like it better than slow. I feel like it goes with her whole, like, image of, like, the black veils and gothy jewelry and shit like that, so Skull Trap is cool, too. I don't want a whole person, though. Whoa, what's Ghost Armor? I'm very quickly making, like, a weird, like, necromancy-themed character. By means of this spell, the wizard creates a magical field of force that serves as if it were field plate armor. Ooh, it's cumulative with dexterity bonus to AC, and in the case of fire mages, with the shield's bonus. Oh. The ghost armor spell does not hinder movement, adds no weight or encumbrance, nor does it prevent spell casting. It lasts until successfully dispelled, or until the duration expires. I like ghost armor. I'm gonna like... Oh wait, I can't. If I go back, it's gonna take me all the way back to. Oh no. Can I get that and the other armor? Like, does it make sense? Like, can you stack those bonuses? Because I don't think you can stack those. What about like, isn't Fireball a level 3 spell in 2nd edition? Look, there it is, Fireball right there. Oh damn, I feel like Skull Trap is like... Look, that's the only one that's actually necromancy, even, isn't it? Or is Wraith Form? No, that's alteration or illusion. That's the only actual necromancy ability. She's not even an actual necromancer. Like, I'm just giving her fireball. Because, like, you have to, right? That's just, like, you have to have that spell. If you're a mage, fireball is, like, mandatory. So I get to, like, memorize 4. We've got, like, 2 copies of Magic Missile. 1 of armor. I'm gonna wait until, like, I see what my situation is, see if I want to go finding a familiar just yet. And I'm gonna get shield. I'm just like, I'm so preparing for combat. Mirror image. And blur. Wait, I picked strength and like, it sets the strength to 18 and then adds a 50% bonus on top of this. As this is received any strength bonus as appropriate. For example, if a character has between 1850 and 18 odd strength, then her strength will just be set to 18 odd. If they have a strength between 1801 and 1850, then it becomes 1850 plus original percentage. Oh, I see. So the spell will actually lower a character's strength if it is already 19 or more. Okay. So, I guess that's still useful though, because I mean, hers is higher than 1850, but like, it could still go up to 18 odd, so like, that would be cool. And like, she could use it on other characters who could use the strength bonus for going into melee combat as well. I'm gonna go ahead and like, get fireball ready. Just because. I feel like, well, hang on a second. Did I? Whoa. 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 Oh, dang. I don't want to go back through all that. I feel like I have armor and ghost armor both memorized, and I feel like there's also no point to that, but like, whatever. So, she has like super dark black hair. Yeah, like that. Her skin looks like ridiculous pale in that portrait there. That looks like even more ridiculous pale. That looks about like her, and her clothing, I guess like it's gonna be mostly black with like minor details in blue. Oh my gosh, oh I got like the right blue. I didn't set that to black, I think I set it to like gray. Is there a darker... Where is like the darkest black color on here? Whoa. That's like a matte black color, so I guess that's more about what I'm looking for. Alright, that's her. Whoa. That's vicious. She sounds psychotic.
Everyone will benefit under my leadership. Oh, you know, I could really use some rest.
Sounds like unnecessarily sexual voice.
You're not so tough.
I feel like that was just such a thing in like this era of D&D video games, was like the unnecessarily over-sexualized female voice acting.
You will fall by my hand.
But I mean, it's only one of the voice options.
Everyone will benefit under my leadership.
I just love that this one sounds like, she sounds so ambitious and confident, but also just like absolutely batshit crazy. And like, she sounds, I guess she at the very least, like she sounds really sensual. This is my favorite voice out of the options that I have available. So we're just going with it. Her name is gonna be, I don't know, hang on a second. Her name is gonna be, I keep coming up with like half of ideas of names, and I'm like, no, I don't like that. Her name is gonna be like, Her name is gonna be like Leandra. There you go. I don't know where I came up with that, but you're welcome. It was just like, this is the first thing that came to my mind that I wasn't just like immediately like, I hate this name. Or like, this feels like an overused name, or like, just like a name of someone I know or something like that. This one feels just like unique. So anyway. I guess, like, you can create more than one character, I guess, in the Enhanced Edition of Baldur's Gate, but at the same time, there's NPCs. So, like, I don't necessarily feel like I need to. There's, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm trying to remember if I can how many NPCs there are at the beginning of the game to join up with you, because I feel like there's like you run into one, and then there's, like, 3 at the beginning, so there's like 4, but like you lose one of them. So like having the option to create like more unique characters, that's kind of cool. Like I could totally for like until I could fill in with more NPCs, because like I do like the NPCs in this game. I feel like they were really well written, and that's one of the things that like this game receives a lot of praise for. I feel like I could fill in some slots here with like characters that otherwise like wouldn't be there, like, you know, like where there's not going to be an NPC to fill in, because I think literally like 2, 3 characters and then like a 4th, and you lose one of them. So like I feel like maybe at least like one more player character, maybe. I don't feel like it let you do this in the original game, unless you played it like as multiplayer. In which case, like, you know, you were expected to be like playing online with people, so, you know, there would be lots of just player generated characters and not as many NPCs necessarily. So like I feel as though it would behoove me to make a cleric, but instead I'm gonna make a red dragon disciple just for the heck of it. And she's literally gonna be like, she's got like red dragon motifs all over her clothing and stuff. So wait, did she look? I guess she looks like she could be elven or half elven or human. I'm gonna make her human though. And okay, so it's first her, and then you just pick Dragon Disciple from there. Wait, can't you though? Hang on a second. I want to see something. Because I felt like you could pick... I guess it's not until like Icewind Dale 2 that you can pick Tiefling. Because like... I thought you could do that in Baldur's Gate. Or can you do that in Icewind Dale 2? Because I feel like you can. I knew you can't in Icewind Dale 1, or I guess Baldur's Gate 1 or 2 apparently. I thought you could pick a subrace. Which I guess like in like now in D&D tieflings are just like their own race, but like they were always lumped in as a subrace of human in like the video games. I feel like they were always their own race like in the monster manual though and stuff like that, so. But like I feel there was one of the video games, I feel like it was Icewind Dale 2, where like you could pick them as a subrace of human. Because I knew you could pick like Drow as a subrace of elf. So this is gonna be a dragon disciple. So basically she gets a breath weapon. And she's gonna be chaotic neutral. And store that. 81's, it's not bad. It's not 85, but it's not 84, so that's better. Oh shit! Oh, I passed an 88. That sucks. Oh shit! I passed an 85 too. I was just cruising so slowly past that one. I so totally could have gotten it. Okay, I'm gonna go with the 84. So I guess she has to have like charisma. That's the primary stat for sorcerers, isn't it? And like, I feel like Constitution is probably important. I would say like, not necessarily as much strength. I can't lower the dexterity any further than that apparently. The Constitution I can, but like, Constitution is so super important. She can have like, I feel like that affects some of your saving throws, but like, I bring her wisdom down to 10, just to like give her a little bit more Constitution. This is the first time I've ever created a character with a Constitution of 18, but I wanted to have like good hit points. So like, I'm gonna make her proficient with quarterstaves and daggers. And she's gonna get ghost armor, and I'm just gonna be like, fuck regular armor. To be running around with 2 characters with familiars, oh my gosh. That's kinda cool though. Yeah, why not? Magic missile. Always. Every mage ever needs magic missile. Why is it just default to these? I don't want shocking grasp, I don't want reflected image. I am gonna grab chromatic orb. And like, I feel like I want to grab color spray. All creatures in the area of effect that have 4 hit dice or less must make a successful saving throw, be rendered unconscious for 5 rounds. I don't know how many creatures I'm gonna run into with 4 hit dice or less in this game. So I'm gonna grab Burning Hands instead. And I guess I get one more. I feel like Charm Person might be cool. Oh gosh. What is Glare Dust? I want to know what that is. Creates a cloud of glittering golden particles within the area of effect. All enemies in the area must roll a successful saving throw or be blinded. I like this. So that's getting learned. Mirror image is useful. I feel like, if anything, if she needs strength cast iron, she can just get it from the other character who already has like a strength of 18, 60 something. What is this? There's a few of this spell can cast spells with a verbal component without having to make any noise. Effectively cancels the effect of silence and makes them immune to it. That seems like it could be useful. Web. Oh, that is super useful though. Creates a many-layered mass of strong, sticky strands similar to spider webs, but far larger and tougher. Yeah, that's a super duper, it's about the same size as a fireball, and it's like, guess how that comes in handy in combat situations. So I'm totally giving her ghost armor. I have to unlearn some things, I guess. I feel like, oh my gosh. I like Skull Trap, but I'm not learning it with either of these characters. If I find like a scroll for it later or something, that would be cool. But what is Melf's Minute Meteors? The spell creates several small globes of fire, one for each experience level the wizard has obtained. They're held in their hands in place of usual weapons and can be hurled at targets up to 270 feet away or treated as missiles with a +5 bonus to attack rolls. Whoa. They look like super nifty and awesome. I kind of like that. Oh, what's Dire Charm though? The same as Charm Person, but there's no saving throw. Oh my gosh. Yep, definitely learning that. Sorry, I like the idea of being able to just convince an enemy to fight for me. There's that pink hair I think is the closest that we can get to the red on there. I like the clothing in that salmon color, but oh cool, there's darker red. That's nifty. I like how it hasn't actually updated like right here. I think it's still showing as though it were for the character that we made before for some reason. That's interesting. But anyway, I like that. We'll go with that.
You will fall by my hand.
You're not so tough.
Oh, I like that one.
Now that I'm in charge, we'll be sure to have some fun.
It sounds like a halfling to me though for some reason. It sounds like a halfling voice. That's right, that one's all super duper like, oh my gosh.
You will fall by my hand.
I wish there were a few more voice sets in here. This one's like,
Of course, I'm the best choice. I must rest soon. I am weak when I am tired.
super duper serious, but also sort of prissy, I feel. I guess that works. That could be like how this character is, like super serious but sort of prissy. I feel like naming her Lorianna. I almost feel like she has a more fancy elfy sounding name even though she's a human, and like the other character has a more like human sounding name even though they're a half elf. But like this works for me. That way I at least have like 5 characters in the party whenever I lose one, you know? And I feel like one of the others eventually stabs you in the back anyway, and I'm not sure exactly when to expect that, so... Oh my gosh, so, okay. Story mode. Wow, it looks like they learned a little bit from Baldur's Gate. They have from Mass Effect rather. They have a story mode. Oh my gosh, easy. Oh my gosh, plus exposed to like enemies have damage reduced by 50%. Normal enemies deal 25% less damage. Party members cannot permanently die. This feels like the opposite of Champions of Kryn, where it felt like the normal difficulty mode was like a slightly hard difficulty mode. It feels like here the normal difficulty mode is like slightly easy, and I feel almost slightly offended. Core rules aimed at veteran players who are well versed in AD&D mechanics. Enemies deal full damage. Party members can permanently die, and spells aren't guaranteed to be copied to spellbooks. I'm gonna go. I have to go with core rules. All right. Let's see where we start off here. In cages. Oh my gosh.
Ah, the child of Baal has awoken. It is time for more experiments.
Yikes. This is super duper creepy.
The pain will only be passing. You should survive the process.
Oh my gosh. I'm being tortured by a mad wizard. What the fuck?
Interesting. You have much.
I guess he has like a scientific interest in me as like a child of a deity or something.
You even realize your potential.
Oh. This is disgusting. It's disgusting. It's creepy. It's so disgusting I can't even finish the word disgusting because I'm so disgusted that I'm stuttering.
Only prove a slight delay.
Ooh, is that like, what kind of golem is that? I feel like the spell casting effects in this game are so super duper fancy. Oh my. I'm not sure what just happened to him, but it looks like he maybe like disintegrated.
Wake up, you. Wake up. Come on. We have to get out of here.
Oh my gosh, it's our sister Imoen here to rescue us. Until next time, be your most beautiful you.